Welcome to Read Your Comics. Today I'm going to be doing a first look at Matt Wagner and Kelley Jones' Dracula. Thanks for joining me today. This is a Kickstarter campaign that I backed a few months back and it came in the mail yesterday. Super excited to look at it. It's still in the cellophane, so this is going to be like my first look at it with you guys. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the viewers' support. Every like, comment, and subscription is appreciated. If you're enjoying positive comic content, please consider hitting thumbs up, and comments are always encouraged. If you haven't already, why not hit subscribe so you never miss another video. Now, let me get some scissors and open this bad boy up. So as I was saying, this is something that I backed off Kickstarter. I'm generally not a big horror comic guy, so getting this was a little out of my normal, except I do love Kelley Jones art. I love Kelley Jones, and I like Matt Wagner, both as a writer and an artist. They had done a interview on Cartoonist Kayfabe, the two of them together promoting this when it was still in the works. And Matt also did a interview with my buddy Dave on his channel a few weeks later. I actually went ahead and backed it as soon as I saw the Cartoonist Kayfabe video. I was like, okay, I've got to have that. The idea behind it is that this isn't like a direct adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. What it is kind of like almost a between the pages stuff, things that were happening on the peripheral of the narrative that was told in the book. I've never actually read Bram Stoker's Dracula, so this will be a fun take regardless. I mostly got it for the Kelley Jones artwork, and like I said, even though I'm not a big horror fan, he makes it appealing either way. This is volume 1. I think they said they're planning 3 or 4 volumes of this, but volume 1 just came out. It's a little bit oversized compared to a standard comic. It is in that graphic novel format, probably about the size of a Marvel graphic novel, which I happen to have handy right here. Let's see. Yeah, it's even a little bigger than the Marvel graphic novels of old. Anyway, let's crack it open and see what's inside. It had different covers. I got the Kelley Jones cover. I figure I'm kind of like that. I like the cover artist to be the same as the book inside. I mean, I'm not like some stickler to that, but clearly I love a good Alex Ross cover. But in this particular case, I did kind of want the Kelley Jones cover. Matt Wagner also did a cover. There may have been another artist that they brought in as well. Oh, and I should point out too, the colorist on this is Jose Villarrubia, who, if you don't follow him on social media, he does great kind of breakdowns of color and color samples of reprinted material. He did the Absolute Swamp Thing Bernie Wrightson edition, which was one of my first videos that I did. I actually recolored it. Great color. So already Kelley Jones and Matt Wagner working on it, and then when I heard Jose Villarrubia was on it, that was kind of my, okay, I'm backing this right now. And I pretty much left the interview, went straight to Kickstarter, and backed it right away. Nice front papers here. I like a book like that. I feel like Marvel, often when they do hardcovers, it's kind of lazy and just does like a plain color here. This is nice. Book 1, The Impaler. Look at that. Transforming into a bat. Looks like he's got like teeth on the ears. This is a labor of love. So I think what we're going to get out of this is full-blown Kelley Jones. This is something that they kind of did on spec, so to speak. They started working on it before they really had a distribution plan of any kind. It was just something the two of them wanted to work on. And I think Kelley Jones put in all of his effort and then some, because this is a labor of love project. So it's even got a 2023 copyright. So this is an introduction by, I think, Matt Wagner did this introduction. So this is probably explaining a lot of the stuff that I've seen in the interviews with him. A Bram Stoker quote, and then we get into this beautiful Kelley Jones work. I think I've seen this page. This may be something that they put out. And I've backed several Kickstarter campaigns, and they kept it updated better than any other campaign that I've followed. I mean, every few weeks there was some update, and a lot of times they would drop some preview pages, and I believe I saw this one because I seem like I remember the teeth in the moon like that. So since I don't know exactly what I'm getting in here, I may have to, you may see some weird jump cuts if I have to edit out any things that YouTube probably doesn't allow. That is a interesting scene. This is Vlad the Impaler right there, right? Man, this is gory and gorgeous at the same time. As I said, we're going to get full Kelley Jones passion in this. Kelley Jones is he's a guy that I fell in love with on the Batman Nightfall covers. I didn't necessarily follow him to every project he did, but anytime I would run across a Kelley Jones book, it creates a visceral feeling. And I see now as I got older and I've experienced a lot more artists, I see the Bernie Wrightson influence in it. Kind of a mix of what I would say is Bernie Wrightson with some Sam Keith, that I think him and Sam Keith were studio mates for a while. So I'm sure they developed a lot of similarities between the two of them. But it's the exaggerated body form, extra muscles. That's something that I think of with Kelley Jones. His anatomy is surreal, because he'll add extra stuff to people. Like this shot too. The spotted blacks, that's makes me think of Manola. Man, this is beautiful. The layouts are beautiful on this. You can tell that he spends a lot more time on stuff like this than maybe on some of his other books. It'd be interesting to pull out some other book that he did that was a monthly grind book for DC, or even a creator-owned thing that maybe he did for another company, and just see the difference between how much time. It's the time. I don't want to say he didn't put effort into that stuff, but when you're working on a deadline, it's different than, you're going to spend a couple of years working on this, and he was doing it kind of between other projects. But I think they said he did something, he may have done a DC book that paid him enough that he was able to essentially take some time off from paid work just to work on this. And that's kind of the life of a comic artist. They're really self-employed. Oh man, this gives House of Mystery vibes. Love the lighting on that. This is where you get really some of that good coloring from Jose. Look at the different tones here versus even up in the smoke up here. It's gorgeous. It's an awesome panel using negative space. The hair and the cloak. I don't know who did the lettering. Oh wow, that's a gorgeous page right there too. I can't show that page. Man, the monsters and stuff. I don't know what I was really expecting out of this. It's a Dracula book. I was not expecting all of these kind of monsters as well. This stuff is pretty rad. There's a lot more to this than just a vampire story. I love when he does these cloak things. He did a Sandman image at one point that got made into a little black and white statue at one point that I always loved how he did a cloak, not necessarily a cape, flapping in the wind and the folds and stuff. This must be the journey of Vlad the Impaler becoming the vampire. Oh wow, look at that. I mean, look at this cloak. So is that Kelley Jones or is that Jose doing this texture on there? That's pretty awesome. This is wild. And I think each one of those are drawn individually. I don't think he just repeated them. That's pretty wild looking. Yeah, this pattern definitely seems kind of like it's added to it, not necessarily drawn. I want to kind of go through it quick because this is just a first reaction video, but also I want to slow down and look at this stuff. I mean, look at this panel. Look at this angle. This looks like it's looking up, because this looks like a, yeah. Okay, it's that head right there. That is wild looking. This is insane. Man, I'm glad I backed this. I'll definitely be getting the second book too. I'll have to have the whole set. These are gorgeous. This is a double page spread. Shadows. This looks like a Frankenstein head. The way it's looking, but it's this guy sitting here. That hair, little wispies. Oh man, I'm going to look forward to reading this. I almost feel like I should read it and then do a second video after I read it and post it around Halloween. What do you think? If that's a good idea, let me know. Wow, another awesome. I'm just going to say wow. You're just going to hear me say wow a lot. Over and over. Wow, wow, wow. Right? Wow, 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 wow. This looks great. Is he taming these wolves? So if you're an expert on the Bram Stoker's Dracula and you see stuff in this that you're like, oh, that's probably from this part of the book, or oh, that's probably from that part, let me know, because I'm not an expert on the real Dracula, so to speak. Most of my Dracula knowledge comes from the Universal movies and stuff, which I know are not based off the movies. And the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie I saw way back in the day, but I didn't love it enough to watch it with any kind of regularity. Just wildness. Oh, look at that. Peeling the skin off the face. Here's our bat again. To terrorize and destroy my enemies. Is this Vlad? And he's just tearing off his skin to become the bat creature. Man, if you're a Kelly Jones fan and you missed out on this, I don't know. They are going to have some bookstore distribution, I believe. I think part of the campaign was to raise enough money to be able to print enough, not just for the backers, but to actually distribute it as well. So I think it's one of those projects where if you backed it, you get it a little early. This is too good to not have some kind of mass distribution. There's so many adaptations of Dracula. There's even one recently that I've seen covers for that, I mean, they look gorgeous. And even the story inside, when I've seen the interior pages, it looks good. So that's why, to me, Dracula is not something that I'm going to seek out every time there's a Dracula book of some sort. But again, Kelly Jones is going to bring me to this. Matt Wagner being one of those, indie creators with a lot of gravitas to bring you to something like this. Seeing this dragon, now I want to see Kelly Jones do some Lord of the Rings stuff. Man, almost every page has some sort of like creature design on it. Even this. What is that? I don't know. That's not a creature. That's just like the ground. It's funny, I say that, and then the next two pages don't have a creature. But then you got stuff like this, the impaling going on. There's this mustache, which you see on the cover. He's got that big mustache. And then there's the teeth. And you don't think of Dracula really looking like that often. So you see like his mustache through the teeth, like on the cover. I thought that was interesting. And you don't really think of Dracula with a beard and a mustache very often, right? I always think of him as clean shaven. Some chaotic looking layouts, wolves howling. We're getting towards the end here. And look at that final shot. End of book 1, where he becomes Dracula. Looks neat with the mustache. I kind of dig it. I noticed the mustache on the cover and thought it was odd. I would get a little back matter, some script page, some roughs, some inked. That's nice. That's pretty. As gorgeous as this is, now we're going to want an artist edition, right? This does make me want to buy the Kelley Jones artist edition. Anyway, so there's the first look, first reaction to this Dracula by Matt Wagner and Kelley Jones. I think it's pretty awesome. I'll definitely be backing book 2 as soon as that campaign is underway. And until next time, read your comics. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my breakdown of this issue, you can support the channel by hitting subscribe. It costs you nothing and helps other comic fans find the channel. You can also visit readyourcomics.com for cool merch, like this. Read Your Comics isn't just a brand, it's a mantra. And when you wear a Read Your Comics shirt, you are helping spread the word. For more classic comics conversation, be sure to follow me on Instagram at read.your.comics. And if you're still here, why not watch one of my older videos? Here or here.